diddly-doo, diddly-doo. Who remembers that? Eh? Who remembers doot, diddly-doo, diddly-doo, doot, 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 diddly-doo, doot, doot, doot. I'm trying to think who did it myself because I've been busy. Good morning to you. I hope you are beautiful this morning. How are we all doing today? Welcome to this live this morning. Sun is rising in the sky tonight. No, it isn't. The sun don't rise at night unless you're off the planet. The rhythm. weekend is here today. There we go. So, a little bit of music just to blow the cobwebs away. Welcome everybody. Welcome in. I hope everybody can hear me. Let's have a look and see who is here. Right, so we got 21 and we got 7 legs. Get in there. Yes, I was doing something just before there I was in a person's chat. Dan, the creator, has 214,000 and is trying to help all of the smaller YouTube channels because it is hard. And that's what I did a little short about, because YouTube is brutal. So, right, I'm just going to go back in the comments. 1 second, let's have a little look. No, we won't. So we got Valerie, Christian, Raheem, Grab, Phil, and yeah, there's loads of yous in here. So welcome. And today there is going to be a couple of videos, and those couple of videos are going to be what I myself personally will invest in. You don't have to, and these are just my opinions. So Phil, not bad, my man, lots of potential. I do write songs. I've got over, I think now, I must be approaching 90 different songs. And Cure Boy, hey Paul, seeking you does not work. It will work. Believe me, it will work. Because I'm going to be passing the comments. If you put a comment after the video has come down, I will copy and paste your comment, not your name, to the team at Lovable and the team with Replit, so that they can see your comment and they will know something's wrong. Heavy Metal Footy, Paul, invest in yourself before anything else. That is very good advice. Yes, I have to confess, that is very, very good advice. Now, 1 second while I make myself a cup. The kettle is already boiled, so I don't have to do that. But I tried last night and I failed miserably to watch the match from St James's Park. I had the round circle that does that, and it pauses whatever you're watching. And no channels worked last night. Normally I would be able to watch the match in Spanish, Portuguese or Mexican, and nothing worked last night, so I was sadly very mistaken. However, last night's game, Anthony Gordon did score, and we got beat by 2 goals by an ex-player from Manchester United. I thought I'd boiled that. So, yes. We have Kevin. Good morning, Kevin. And we have, was that it? Shooter. Okay. Good morning. And we have Andrew McDonald. Do you have any pubs? No. No, I don't. B Rancho says, don't tell your story, focus on chat. Well, I do both. So there we go. Newcastle in the first half played well. Yes. It's just that Nick Waltermaid, and we have other players to come in. The transition, yeah. Save, is it? No, Sava. What's up? What's up to you? And Pond. Good morning, Pond. Now, yesterday was my final. It was a graduation in the YouTube content creators group. So there was me, NUFC Matters, Steve Wraith, and Barrio, and Marcus, Mr. Pork Chops, and many others. Everybody's from different places around the world. Era of gamers. Have you ever ate Texas barbecue? I've never been to Texas, so I believe you have bigger portions in the United States of America. And we have Brody Sutherland. Good day. So you must be in Australia. Would that be correct? Voodoo People, what channel did you watch the game on last night? It was an app on my Xbox called Football 2023. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I have to change from HD1 to B3, B2 or Sport at something or other. And sometimes it works and sometimes, sadly, it doesn't. Christiana Matthews, are you Kid Car? No. Never ever had a Kid Car. Never. I've seen lots of videos from other people who have built kid cars, but no. Andrew, I heard Arabians want to change the kit and get rid of the black and white for royal blue. Interesting. But I've never come across that yet. Now, because Newcastle United has a new CEO in David Hopkinson. I've done a video where I was basically talking straight to David about what we want as football fans. But as you could tell by the beginning, I do music too. It's called diversity. In other words, I don't just want to talk about Newcastle United. I want to introduce you to new content, which that new content, there's a video coming out as soon as this one is uploaded. And Matthew Williams, Paul, how do I access Seeking You and Geordie-Nation? Oh, right. Well, if you can be patient enough to wait until the 28th of September, I will pass all of everybody's concerns to the team at lovable.dev behind the scenes. And I will say to them, look, I'm paying money for this. This must work professionally. And then I'll do a video for each one. And then you will be able to watch. And as I'm doing the work, I'll give you access behind the scenes. Cure Boy, Seeking You doesn't work and it never will. Okay, mate, okay. Well, you know, there's lots of people who have over long time doubted. And you can doubt until you go green, blue, pink, any color. You can doubt as much as you like. Heavy Metal Footy, Paul, are you currently paying for something that doesn't work? Well, at the moment, the app version, which is posted in my YouTube posts, that does work. That works fine. And it's in the posts which I put on my YouTube channel. Seeking You was supposed to be live. One thing I'm going to say to everybody that is here, I am one person. The reason why I created Seeking You and the reason why I created Geordie-Nation was so that I am not sitting in a building by myself. Other people, i.e., I would be employing people. And that was where, in my Universal Credit Journal, I have told them about every single thing I am attempting, and that is so I'm as transparent as glass so they can see everything. Yeah. And like I said, I'm one person. I did ask in March and April for help. It is on video. And people who got access, well, the access they were given, it's still the same. So Matthew, hold on. I can't pronounce your name. Did you eat breakfast? Yes. Matthew is saying, how long do you have to prove success before Universal forces you to change path? They can't force me to change path. It is a written contract. And the written contract is what I'm going to tell you in a second. So the person who's below you, AYAAN, saying not much time left. geezer. Well, sorry to burst anybody's bubble, but I have written into a contract with Universal Credit using artificial intelligence and my YouTube channel, which you are in my chat right now. And like Motsu, who is our manager for YouTube content creators, said, once you passed the 1,000, you can never ever drop out. So it's just a case of create content, create these apps, fix the apps, break the apps, fix the apps, and you also have the meme as well. I think the staff at UC are aware of Paul and his antics. Antics. Oh my lord. Antics. Shock. Cure Boy is saying, I highly doubt you will ever work. Guess what? Lots of people said that in 2006 when I began a program with a depot which was next to me. And I went from 2006 to 2017. So there you go. Somebody is asking for, can I give a shout out to Bangladesh? There we go. Right, what we got? Matthew Williams. But bus driving is very easy. Okay, you think it's very easy driving a bus? As I said to Aaron T the last time, here's a challenge. It's a very simple challenge. Find a bus depot and put yourself forward to become a bus driver and try it for 1 year. Matthew is saying, I used to be a bus driver, but changed jobs for more money. So your statement before, which is just here, but driving a bus is very easy. You will know it is not. So really, your first comment in your next comment, I used to be a bus driver, you kind of blown your own feet off with a double barrel. Do you know what I mean? Yes, I drove a bus for 2 year apprenticeship program. It was very easy compared with my current. So let me just ask you this. Yeah. Driving a car. Yeah. Driving a car is really hard from A to B without hitting anything, etc., making the calculations inside your head. Now try expanding that to a bus, which is 9 and a bit foot wide and 47 foot long, and then put traffic and customers in the same equation. It's not easy. It never was. So, Matthew has come back. Just drive it. That's what it pays. Low amount. My new job pays 3 times the amount. Right. So the company I worked for, I jumped from a starting wage of £6.49 to £11.44. Matthew, what was your hourly rate? What was your hourly rate? And Amber said, hi, hello back. Zach, Bill is saying, but driving a bus is not hard. It's not even worth it. Thugs come on the bus all the time. Well, I never had any people in 11 years of driving. I never had one person who wanted to rip me out of the driving seat. I never had one person who cursed and sweared and kicked off. I never had thugs on my bus. And what I did get was cans of pop, bottles of water, the odd sandwich, lots of chocolate bars. And what I would do was I'll get these off people who put them on the tray, and then I would put them in my bag. Oh, Matthew is back. Anyways, the point is that just because you drove a bus doesn't mean you can make an app. You are very correct. The app came out of the blue. Why? I was doing a Udemy course, and the Udemy course was Web Development 3, which is extremely complex. The modules for Web Development 3 are HTML5, CSS, JavaScript, and Python, and SQL, and there's a whole host of different modules in that. I was struggling. Somebody in my comments said to me, right, there we go. Not even entertain that one. So, I what I was told when I was at Sunderland headquarters was this: if you keep your nose clean and just drive, it's a job for life. It's not. That's cute. What's the best life advice you could give? Well, when I stopped being a bus driver, I went to do something else. And you never ever stop doing other things because one of them might pay off. Zap. I don't know why everyone is near saying, yeah, well, this is it. You've got to have determination. I mean, when I first went to become a bus driver, I went over 8 curbs, and the person who took me to become a bus driver turned round and said in a report, this man will never be a bus driver. So I had to prove him wrong. And I did that because I went out with another instructor and he said, can he come in on Monday morning? And that was the start. So, what was that one? How did you lose the bus? Because one of the things I was doing when I was a driver in Newcastle was showing products, which I'm going to show you. One of the products. Yeah. There is a product, and the company is American. And the company, which is American, I bought into, and next county, I think the court is it's either the next county or it is the next state. I don't know which because it's American. But we had this thing came to the depot, and that was called the Green Road. It was a little tiny box about this big with traffic light system built in. So if you drove the bus like you were driving a getaway car, it would be red. I tried my best to stay in the green because if you stayed in the green, you got a bonus each month. And that bonus just topped up your wages. Uh, are you English? I hope so. Yeah. Seeking You will feature Brazilian girls. I don't know because, like I say, I build and then I carry on. But what I'm going to be doing with Seeking You is an office in Nottingham city centre, and it'll have Seeking You on the front of the building. Do I drink beer? Yeah, I do. And with Seeking You, I will run that from Nottingham and Geordie-Nation. Somebody else will have to run that from Newcastle. Uh, Narayyan. Don't ignore me. 1 second. I'm going to go back through. No. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do here is this. As you know, this person is put something up about their daughter. I have no clue where you are in the whole of the United Kingdom or anywhere in Europe, and your comment isn't relevant. So you are gone. Colin, um, Paul is going to have telesales. That'll be part of it, but there's the other parts of it too. Maybe if you didn't ban 90% of chatters, you would have more viewers. Well, let me just say this. Somebody mentioning their daughter having a poo isn't relative. So the second message, don't ignore my first message. So what I'll say to you is this: get a grip. Yeah. This is, you're on my channel. I'm not on your channel. You're on my channel. Yeah. So, and what I also do is I am everywhere across the whole of social media except two places. X, I am not on X, and I am not on LinkedIn, but I am everywhere else. And I tell people about my channel in all of those locations. So if you want to come in and put daft comments, you come in and put daft comments and they will go whoosh, gone. So what we got here? Morning from Texas. Jess Glass. Jimmy. Hi. Love from. Okay. Welcome in. Can you tell me that you look. Can you tell that you look like Christopher Lloyd? Christopher Lloyd. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Christopher Lloyd is from the film Back to the Future. Do ask tell. Can you say hi to my brother? It's his birthday. Last name is Myaz. First name is Dixon. There you go. Ban Matthew as well. He's a bad spirit. Well, if you put something stupid, then that's what happens. Colin, Do you ever run off? Did you get run off X? No, I left X before Elon bought Twitter. There's lots of content about you not achieving anything. Yeah, that's one of the things, because there are people on that platform who will do lots of stuff. Some of them, people on that platform, will have my image as their image because they ain't brave enough to post their image. Being on YouTube, you've got to be brave. And, you know, so what's your message, says Jess? What you talking about? I do lots of things. I mean, this morning's videos was small YouTube channels, wishing to grow. I was on Dan the Creator's YouTube channel this morning and saying to everybody, never give up. Because the day that you give up, you've already lost. Heavy Metal Footy. What will people in the office do since everything is AI based? No. AI is there to help. It's in the background. And each position, when they get to their computer, AI is there to help each and every person. It's basically there because content creators, which I was talking to AI last night on Facebook, Meta AI, it is about a content creator creates a video just like the one that you're watching right now. And the second you finish that video, the agents will send it to all of your social media platforms instantly. That means you're not doing the sending, they are. Jimmy, and Kevin, why do you call? Really? There we go. Kevin, silly. You see, I don't use profanities. I don't swear. I don't shout. I just come on and do my stuff. BG, Tales from the Crypt. That was good when it was on. They can spread what they want, Cure Boy. I'm just plowing ahead and doing what I'm doing. And one thing I'm going to tell you, it's very, very simple. Okay? Create, and when you've created, post it, and then move on. And like I say, with there's Seeking You, there's Geordie-Nation, there's the new one, and then there's the meme. And people can people can spread. They can, but it isn't the truth. It's like the guy who went fishing and caught a little fish about so big, and by the time he got round all of his friends, he caught a 5 foot salmon. Misinformation. And the worst part of it is this: If your mates are, are spreading all of this stuff, they're not your mates. They never were. Are you aware, Colin is saying, are you aware what low cows are? No. You know, no, don't. And Richard, are you Dr. House? No. How old are you? 58. Matthew, how much have your apps made so far? Well, considering the apps are having difficulties, that much. So they're still there. The idea, the principle of the idea is still there. And it will be there 20, 30, 20, 40, 20, 50. So we've got people saying hi. Somebody saying hello, Grandpa. Okay. I used to know a guy called Matthew in Southampton. Maybe it's the same guy. Believe it is. You've already just asked that one, Colin, about low-cow. So I don't know. Matthew, if he is very handsome and intelligent, then it's on the same one, Pete. What? So, Paul, can you get a shout out from a friend? I've already done that. Do you know Colin? No. Have you an idea what you got if you get a fish rod, then catch a fish, then you could sell them for money and repeat, then buy a private box? Well, he has one point for you, right? On WX network, I have ARC20 smart contracts. The plan is unleash them, put them onto the marketplace, and stick 49% of the 100 into a DeFi pool, and the money from the DeFi pool, build a business and have that locked for 3 years in the DeFi pool, and then 3 years after, when what I've got is up and running and people are working, earning money, then go back to the DeFi pool, pay them the fee, release the 49%, and then carry on. But your other coins have zero buyers. Okay, they're still there. You see, this is the thing, right? A lot of people tend to forget. You all forget the same thing. When I showed you Seeking You, when I showed you Geordie-Nation, when I showed you what will be games, but it doesn't do this and it doesn't do that and it doesn't do the other, but it's still there. That's the point. It's still there. Now, come the end of this month, they will be live again. They will be fully working again, because the information you give me in my comments on today's video, I will share those comments with the team behind the scenes so that they know your comments. So, you can turn around and say, well, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, that doesn't work, and you're all these things matched into one. But one thing you can never, ever, ever take away, and it's this: when I publish and it comes online. I created that. So, and I created that with a purpose. So Matthew is saying, I bet they still won't log in. Don't. There's countries in Europe, there's countries America, Mexico, Canada. You don't, it doesn't have to be for seeking you anybody in the UK, because there are over 200 countries on planet Earth. So it could be this, yeah, where all your best mates are turned around and say, "Oh, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that," because it's all crap. But people in other countries will, because they're not listening to all of this garbage, and they're willing to give a chance and learn about something utterly brand new. So yes, you can through all of the, like that farmer did long time ago up in Newcastle when he had that disagreement with the bank. You can come past with a tractor chucking muck up at the building. The building's still there. You haven't come along with a great big bulldozing crane and went smash. That was a bank. Do you know what I mean? And this is my point. What I'm building isn't for now. It's for a long, long, long time. So we're 2025, and hopefully by the time of 2037, I pass the reins of seeking you and Geordie-Nation to the next generation. And guess what? There ain't nothing you doubters can do about it. Nothing at all, because it will all be legal. And then you can, or your grandkids can turn around and say, "Oh, that doesn't work, that doesn't do this, and that doesn't do that." But it's still there. So, you know, Colin from Bath, Paul is seriously being milked. Do you know something, right? I'm going to say this much to you, Colin. I answer most of your comments, yeah? But if you doubt, I can't help you. I seriously can't help you. Matthew, Paul, but think about it. There are literally infinite fish in the sea. That's true. They even reproduce. You can catch them while fishing and sell for money. Yeah, and what's your point? Steve-O, Paul, you need a viable product that makes money. Then people can't doubt it. Well, look at it this way, right? Steve-O, you're here, you're watching me, correct? You're not an AI agent, you're a real life human being. Would I be correct? You've been watching for some time, yeah? And you know the projects. So when people have turned around last year, the year before, and the year before, and the year before, and all the rest of it, and says, "Oh well, you're gonna feel you've been on here for like billion years and all the rest of it." Do you listen to that? Really? Because I know things. You know what I mean? I'm watching this stream while fishing. Oh, you're a fisherman too. I like to go fishing, but at sea, on a boat from Bridlington. I've been Bridlington. I've also been from a place in the northeast called Craster. The Craster one was absolutely blew my mind because the amount of fish we brought home in big industrial black bags. My mum went and took a dicky fit because of how big this bag was, and the fish was gorgeous. Colin, go get 4 pints of milk and pour it over your head. Right. That's simple, mate. Paul, what swimming strokes can you do? Butterfly, used to do that. That's hard. Backstroke, that's hard. Um, Breaststroke and normal. Done the doggy paddle too. But yeah. But one thing I'm going to say to everybody is this. We can all have a joke. We can all have a laugh. Yeah? But, you know, if you're going to come in and talk about things that aren't relevant and you're going to, like, keep criticizing, I just do that, which is go find somebody else. Yeah? And that's it, because at the end of the day, life is brutal and life is also short. Tomorrow is never given. You know what I mean? Ah, and there's another one. So there we go. You see, I'm not, I'm not perfect. You know that. Yeah. I've got problems here. Can you see me finger pointing? Top of my shoulder. Top of my shoulder. I was born with scoliosis, and that is a curve in your spine, and my left knee needs to be replaced. Pete, do me a favor, please. Delete your comment because I've just deleted the other comment from the other person. That sort of thing you didn't do here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, do you know the thing is, right? I was in the content creators group last night, and I was chatting to a kid from Spain, Barrio, and Barrio's English is getting better, and there's all these boxes appearing because it originally came up on my mobile phone to join the meeting, and I can't type on the keyboard doesn't appear here. Yeah. So yeah, well, Pete, don't do that. Yeah, just that's what I'm saying to you. Just don't do that. Yeah, because it's wrong. Yeah, but like I say, getting back to last night, when I was chatting to Barrio, another box appeared, and in the other box was Steve Wraith of NUFC Matters, and that we had a bit of a chat because I had said to him in the Dog and Parrot in Newcastle, he was on 27,000 subscribers at the time, and I says, you will hit 50,000 subscribers. Steve Wraith is a grifter. No. Steve Wraith's he's an actor. You know, Steve Wraith has been in several films. You know, he also has um, 7 shows a week on NUFC Matters. Um, what if you asked AI how to fish faster? Possible. One thing you could do, you could do this. You could go out in a boat out to sea, and you could drop a net, wait till it hits the bottom, give it a few minutes, and then pull it up, and then take home sack after sack of fish. You could do that. Have I ever seen his acting? I think I have seen 2 of the productions he's been in. Not many though. Everybody needs fish. Omega 3 is good for the body. Omega 3 is also excellent right here. But I also have this. This is also absolutely outstanding, and that is lion's mane capsules. So, different products. What if every day you go to the river and mix it with iron shavings with fish food? The fish become magnetic. Okay. Thoughts on John 4 colon 10. Not sure what that means in truth and honesty. I'm not a religious person. I don't read and live by scripture. So there we go. Right. Jack. Hi. Hi to you. I can't pronounce your. That's not a surname. That's a made up name. But yeah. Power to the people. I agree. Yeah, I agree. It is power to the people. So, I've got what 3 videos to do. I've done 2. Done a short this morning. I've done a 20-minute video this morning. In the short is McQueen's Dairies.co.uk. So give them a shout out because they're a small business. What's today's hope? I don't know. What's my favorite comedy? Oh, I used to love Faulty Towers. I used to also love Victor Meldrew. Only Fools and Horses. You know, those sorts. Your son's into ant farms. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. No, it's just the guy came yesterday and said we are a new business, and when I went to that place in Bingham, I'm going to do a little 5-minute video speaking to the owners. and they're going to speak more than I am, and then I'll post that. And going forward, it'll be speaking to businesses when I'm in the shop or in their business premises, and saying, "Do you mind if I film in here so I can show other people the items that you sell?" And it's going to help them with footfall coming through the door. So that's that's the project from now beyond Christmas. And at Christmas time, I will be in the city centre for the Christmas market. So you will see um, me chatting to all of the traders at the Christmas market. Can you next stream be fishing? Um, I could do I could do that, but it would be in the new year. Because I love fishing. I absolutely love it. I did have a number of reels, a number of different size rods, beach casters, etc. Do you know at Whitley Bay? I lost a haversack. Do you remember the old haversacks where you had the two straps? I lost a haversack full of lead weights with wire sticking out, and I was gutted. Yeah, chatting to traders. Not sure about the mulled wine though. But yeah, I will be chatting this Christmas to a lot of the traders, find out where they're from, and I'll probably do back to back lives. So you'll see me on one part of the street as I'm talking to them for as I make my way up, and then I'll finish that stream and then come straight back on and do the rest. So yeah. Did you ever fish in Marden Quarry? Don't know where that is. But yeah, I mean, my first experience of fishing, cousin took me fishing on the Tyne, Newburn area, and I caught a little fish. I don't know where that is, Vivian. Um, Unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, I caught a little fish about the size of your hand, and he turned around and he went, "Well done." He says, "Your first try." He says, "I'm proud of you." And of course, because he'd said, "I'm proud of you," I was like, I walked home a few inches taller than I'd come, you know. Newburn is your neck of the woods. Ah, yeah. Well, when I was doing my route training to familiarize myself with all of the different size of vehicle at my depot, I came through Newburn on the Service 100, and the person who was showing me, because it was so dark through Newburn, do you know where that place was where they had the land give way and they had to like evacuate the building? That's beside a little tiny roundabout, and I was coming through that part of Newburn and didn't actually realise. I thought I was on the road. I was on the path. So yeah, I don't know. Whitley Bay. I went through Whitley Bay when I was learning to familiarise myself on. It was a very old coach, a 78-seater with a dodgy second gear. Yeah, the culvert. I had burst, and many people had bought new properties in the area, and everybody had to evacuate. I was still in Newcastle when that happened. Yeah, lots of the road got washed away. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I mean, I've always loved fish. The flatfish, salmon, trout, haddock, cod. That's one of the things when we went fishing at Crasta. The amount of fish I brought to me mum's, it was like she turned around, she went, "I can't fit all of them in the freezer, so you'll have to go and knock on the doors." That's what I did. Knocked on the doors and went, "Do you like fish?" And I went, "Yeah." I went, "There you go." The Duke of Northumberland refused to accept responsibility even though it is his land. Oh, I didn't know that. Mm. Sea bass, yeah. But like I say to you all, and I'm going to keep on saying this, yeah. Like that symbol, pardon me, subscribe, memberships are available, and the one I've lowered one of the memberships to $1.99, $4.99, $8.99, and the big one when the business is open. So we've got super chats available, super stickers, and we also have Mr. G and Mr. underscore G are all available. So I will see everybody at 7 p.m. So thank you all and have a beautiful Friday.